Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of fun and wonder, your viceroy of verisimilitude. That's right, me, Robert Meyer Burnett, your pharaoh of physical media, and this is Let's Get Physical Media, Let's Get Physical, episode number 31. But you know what? It ain't a show about me. No, it's a show about my favorite German, more importantly, your favorite German, Mr. Dieter Bastian, all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland. Dieter, how are you today, sir?
I'm great, Rob. Thanks. Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Dieter here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. And welcome to the B&B Motel for Let's Get Physical Media and show number 31. And first up, Rob, Germany has gotten to the next round. And on Tuesday, there will be the Clash of the Titans, Germany against United Kingdom. So, Rob, who will win? And you can't go Switzerland. It will end in a tie. You know, the first round is over. There's no ties anymore at the moment. So you got to pick one, Rob. You got to pick one.
So do they play? Is it like? Do they play forever? Could it be like rollerball? It's just the final game.
Not forever. At some point, there would have been a penalty shootout, penalty kick shootout.
Wow.
There will be an extension time, and after the extension time, if it's still a tie, there will be penalty kicks for one, then the other, and back and forth until there is a final result on Tuesday. So you have to choose, Rob. You have to choose.
I'm going to vote against your country.
I know it.
What can I say? I'm going to vote for the UK.
Okay. How much, Rob? How much? Give us a exact.
Two goals.
2-0.
3-1.
3-1. Okay.
Yep.
3-1.
There you go.
Okay. What can I do? Okay. We'll take it. We talk about this perhaps in 2 weeks, because let's get a little bit ahead of ourselves. Next week, there's probably not going to be a show because it's Independence Day in the United States. And Rob doesn't know if there's some party shenanigans going on.
Yeah, we always do a family, family deal every year. We go watch fireworks, listen to music, watch parachuters parachute into a stadium. It's pretty cool. And we might do that. I think that's what's on the agenda. So yes, right. Unfortunately, they're probably which is good because I need to catch up. I've been remiss in gathering new discs. So,
but you had some news, I believe. You wanted to.
Well, I've got a lot of different news. But the biggest news of the week is the news that we got from Arrow Video. Arrow is, of course, releasing Ridley Scott's Legend in a very cool box set. I think this is the Zavvi exclusive here. And there's been some controversy as to whether or not they were going to do this. Like, why didn't they do a version of it in 4K? And one of the producers at Arrow had a long Twitter thread explaining that because of the various elements and various versions of the film, they didn't have pristine negative elements they could use to create the 4K versions because, as everyone knows, there's multiple versions. There's the American version with the Tangerine Dream score. There's the international version that they had to take off an IP, and that's with the Jerry Goldsmith score. So there's the 2-hour version, and there's various iterations of the 90-minute version. There's the 90-minute, I believe, European cut, and there's the American version, obviously the two different scores. So however, I love what Arrow does, and this set looks to be great. Yeah, I mean, I love what Arrow does, so I think they're going to do something quite amazing with this set. Well, here's what's going to come in the set. There is going to be a high-definition, obviously, Blu-ray presentation of the U.S. theatrical cut and the director's cut of the film. Both are going to have DTS 5.1 surround and 2-channel audio on both cuts. There'll be an illustrated perfect-bound book featuring new writing on the film by Nicholas Clement and Kat Ellinger, plus archive materials, including original production notes and a 2002 interview with Charlie Lazarica, about the restoration of the director's cut. There's a large fold-out double-sided poster featuring newly commissioned artwork by Neil Davis and the original theatrical artwork by John Alvin, which, by the way, is a great poster. Now, there's a six double-sided postcards. There's a glossy full-color portrait, limited edition packaging with a reversible sleeve, obviously. Now, disc 1 has a brand new 2K restoration of the U.S. theatrical cut from original film materials, including a 4K. Yes. There's a brand new audio commentary by Paul Salmon, the author of Ridley Scott, The Making of His Movies. There is a reconstructed isolated score track by Tangerine Dream from 2002. There's an isolated music and effects track. There's Fairy Tale in Pinewood, a brand new featurette featuring Grip David Colwadar, Water, I don't know. Costume designer Charles Node, co-star Annabelle Lanyon, camera operator Peter McDonald, set decorator Ann Mallow, and draftsman John Ralph. Incarnations of a Legend, a comparison featurette written and narrated by critic Travis Crawford, discussing the differences between the various versions of the film. Ridley Scott, a 2003 documentary in which the director discusses his career up to that point, including Legend, and the music video for Is Your Love Strong Enough by Brian Ferry. And on disc 2, which is the director's cut, we have audio commentary by director Ridley Scott, Creating a Myth, Memories of Legend, an archive documentary from 2002, the original promotional featurette, 2 deleted scenes, the alternate 4 Goblins opening and the fairy dance, storyboard galleries, 2 drafts of William Hortzberg's screenplay, alternate footage from the overseas release plus textless footage, 3 theatrical trailers, and 4 TV spots. So this is a fairly packed release, and I, for one, am excited. Are you?
Totally. Definitely. Even if it's not in 4K, it will be. I don't know how much I have bought Legend over the years. It will be the newest edition.
I mean, I've owned it on 2 different. I had a Japanese Laserdisc. I had the domestic Laserdisc. I have the DVD. I have the Blu-ray that Charlie worked on. I really adore this movie, and I still think to this day it has the single greatest practical effects makeup creation ever in in Tim Curry's Darkness. Robert Teens, the Meg
but
Mucklebones.
Even the other characters.
Yeah, it's great, and I understand the story is simple, but I really love this film, and it's interesting because I do like both I mean, yes, I like the long 2-hour version with the Goldsmith score. It's a little bit more traditional, but I really do love the Tangerine Dream score, and especially the dance sequence where Mia Sara is sort of turned into Darkness's woman, and that I think the Tangerine Dream piece in that moment is better than the Goldsmith score, but it's still a great Goldsmith score.
Yeah, totally was probably worth getting. That's it.
Yeah, and also, not to be, Arrow does not rest on their laurels. They are putting out Children of the Corn in 4K, and they're doing a box set of Children of the Corn. Yes, there are. I'm not the biggest Children of the Corn fan. I like the first film, but to be honest, I haven't seen any of the other movies in the series, but I think I will be picking it up just because who doesn't like the first Children of the Corn, right?
Artwork.
Yeah, it looks good, right?
Yeah, totally.
So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. So, should I just do a little recap from last week, Rob?
Oh, I think you should, Dieter.
Okay. Last week, first, Westner is unfortunately not in the live chat, but congrats to the Czech Republic, who beaten the Netherlands just half an hour ago. And she probably will hope that Portugal will be losing in an hour, because she said last week she didn't like Ronaldo, famous soccer player. She's not a fan of him. Okay. Mondo Pizarro said, Stephen Dorff from the gate. Yes, Stephen Dorff from the gate. I show him battled again. But don't ask Stephen Dorff about the gate, because he don't remember anything. I know. Doesn't remember anything about this. And then, Rob, unbelievable. Joe Dick. Joe Dick, he lived up to his name.
Uh-oh.
He was really a nice person and said, "Too bad about your little soccer match, Dieter. But Saarbrücken is so close to the border. I assumed you would have been cheering for France anyway." Joe. That will give you a strike. Okay, my friend? This will not happen here. Okay? And I put you on the list for this. Okay? Cheering for France. God damn it. But considering Joe Dick, I have a letter from him too. And Joe wrote to us just a little bit. "Hi, Rob and Dieter. Rob, since you've got the observatory, Dieter's equivalent could be the Blu-Ray Berghof or the Eagle's Nest of Entertainment, which would be the Adlerhorst of Entertainment. What do you think? Are you set on Kaiser of Trash or was it Trash Kaiser? I can't remember. How about Truppenführer of Trash or Kaiser of Crap?" Okay? Joe Dick. Unbelievable, Rob. So,
well, for those of you who don't remember, there is Kaiser Bastian. I like the Kaiser of Crap. I think that works pretty well. You know, what's wrong? I mean, Kaiser of Crap really pretty much sums it up. And this is how I'm going to remember you always, as Kaiser Bastian. There you go. Just so you know. I mean, what would we do without you, Kaiser of Crap, Bastian?
But Joe Dick, let me tell you one thing. Saarbrücken is close to the border. But here comes the kicker up. But not France, okay? But not France. Just make that abundantly clear here, okay?
By the way, along those same lines, Mala sends in a super chat and says...
Okay, Mala?
Yeah, Mala says, Dieter, if by some miracle Germany makes it to the final, which is Sunday, what will you do about this particular show? We kind of addressed it. We don't know if there's going to be a show next week. Probably not because of Independence Day. But let's say there was going to be a show. Would you just not show up and make me do this show by myself so you could watch the damn soccer?
I would try to get my manager to postpone it after the match or before the match. Before would a little bit tough considering Midnight Metal. I would try to persuade my manager, can we do the show after the game? Or perhaps just do it Saturday for a change. But let's see how far Germany will come. And we get to that over that bridge when we come to the finals. Okay?
Man, I got to tell you, this show's turning into a sports show. Louis Terrazas writes in and says, big soccer fan. How does Dieter see Germany's team for Euros and Qatar 2022? Also, I've always wanted to visit Germany. What should I plan for a first-time trip? Well, besides seeing Saarbrücken, I don't know.
You should go. I would pick up the capital, Berlin. Okay. Berlin has a lot of history to see. Great theaters, of course. Considering how Germany will do for the Euros, I hope Tuesday we will get ahead of United Kingdom, but I don't know. It will be tough. And Qatar next year, that is a little bit far off. Luis, let's wait. Let's just do the Euro first before we delve into deeper into Qatar next year to the World Championship. Okay, Rob, from last week, live chat. I'm not done yet. Willow dropped her phone, and I hope she has a new one now because her phone got smashed last week. She dropped it. Hope, Willow, you've got a new phone by now. So Vesna asked, I showed a picture that my boss gave me about third part of Secret Exchange. I'm always pushing Vesna. I'm pushing my boss. He will probably leave some excuse comments in Let's Get Physical Media. Oh, I'm done. I'm at work, but that's just some lame excuse. I will keep pushing it, but it will still take time, Vesna.
Yeah, well.
Efren Gassman says, want to see Dieter on Midnight Metal. Efren, I was on Midnight Metal. It was probably the second show. And it's a platform for other people. I was on Midnight Metal, but it's what's...
You're always welcome on Midnight Metal, Dieter. You know that.
But it's early in the morning, Rob. It's 9 a.m. It's not really metal time, 9 a.m. in the morning, But I was on Midnight Metal. Then, Rob, we always have one foot in the grave in our age, a little bit pain, a little bit pain there, but I probably know where my pain comes from, Rob. Because
heart.
Brian Heppert said,
Your heart.
yeah, wait, Rob. Brian Heppert said, you're pushing pins into the Dieter voodoo doll, Emma Bannon. You know, that could probably the little pain I sometimes feel in my knees, in the back, and so it's probably Emma Bannon and her voodoo doll.
Do you think that Emma Bannon's voodoo doll of you is actually the hot toy of Burt Ward as Robin?
The question I have, Rob, is what did you send Emma from our packages? Did you really found a hair of mine that you could send her that she could make a voodoo doll?
Oh, no. Emma is much more sophisticated. I actually sent her a bit of your DNA. So
you've got enough packages for it.
Yeah, she's got actually your DNA profile. And, she and her friends in the UK have crazy, weird technology. So they've actually figured out a way. I mean, voodoo dolls are so primitive. They've actually created in a lab like a slab of Dieter meat, which they can electrocute it. They can poke it with needles. They can do all kinds of. Actually, they can also ingest it. They can actually eat you.
Unbelievable. But Rob, it actually would be preferable if we do not a show on Independence Day, because if Germany is losing, I will probably don't hear the end of it next week. But if it's 2 weeks, they probably forget about it.
Why don't we just move to next week's show? Let's do it on Saturday.
Okay. There we have it. Our solution.
Yeah, we'll just do it a day in advance. That way I don't have to watch you crying your eyes out because Germany got their ass kicked.
Unbelievable. But Rob, actually, I'm not Dieter, because Patrick McNeil said, I have to admit, it's nice to finally see Andre of Midnight's Edge in the flesh, but I'm not Andre from Midnight's Edge.
I've never seen you and Andre in the same place at once, so who's to say you're not?
So, but Patrick finally figured it out for himself that I wasn't Andre from Midnight's Edge. So, let's see. I think I'm through with it. But one thing Willow said, I think she was on Gossip Girl. I haven't watched the show, though. Yes, Willow, you were right. Taylor Momsen from The Pretty Reckless was on Gossip Girl, the show. That is totally
She sent in a tip, and she said today, Taylor Momsen played one of the main characters on Gossip Girl. Have you watched any of the show? I've only seen the pilot and one or two other episodes. I've never seen Gossip Girl, Dieter. Have you?
No, I have no knowledge of the show. I know the show exists, but no knowledge what it is about. But I know Taylor Momsen was in it. Arn said, I'll have to pick up Ellicat, so I don't know if she meant the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray or just some Ellicats behind the disco. I don't know, Rob. Okay.
With her, you can never tell.
You can never tell. Okay. Paul in Long Beach said to me, both versions of our excellent films, considering The Lord of the Flies. Double set, so thanks, Paul, to know that ahead of time. And Tom Jr. Jackson find that we should do a new segment, Dumpster Diving with Dieter. We will get to that later, Tom, when I show my Hall of the Week, okay? And then Stubble, Rob said, I hope Dieter won't call me out my comments next week. I haven't said anything that would make him irritated. But then he goes, Rob, by the way, Germany stinks in football. Rob, what have I done to Stubble? Have I bitched about Wheel of Time series? I have nothing to do. No. And I will even show a little bit later a Swedish film that I liked, that I've watched. But now Stubble says Germany stinks in football. What can you do? Rob?
I don't know.
And Gregory Cox was really fascinated. Dude, you still got cut laserdisc. Oh my God. OMG. And Hassan Chavez, considering Emma Bannon's humor, said, this stream tested positive for Bannon 21. So this were the shenanigans, Rob, in the live chat.
I didn't realize that Emma Bannon was transmissible. I wonder if Emma's airborne.
Probably, considering the humor is spreading. Probably airborne virus.
Can I just a shout out to Emma Bannon, who the lovely Emma Bannon rides in like a knight on horseback from the round table itself, because she's after all from the UK. She is going to hook me up with the Jaws 2 Steelbook. Remember, it was sold out.
After Mommy Dearest, now the Jaws 2. Everything falls into place. Rob.
It falls into place. And, when you have friends like the lovely Emma Bannon, she can take you places you've never been. And one of those places is owning a Jaws Steelbook. Jaws 2 Steelbook.
Steelbook. Great. So you can put it together with part 1.
That's right.
As
and by the way, the artwork on the Jaws 2 Steelbook, the artwork on that poster, and the artwork that was on the front of Hank Searle's, it wasn't really a novelization, but I love that artwork of the hot girl in the bikini on the water skis and the shark coming up behind her.
In all the vastness of the ocean, how can there be only one, Rob?
I know.
You know, I love that tagline. I love that tagline from the trailer. Okay, considering I've watched Last Crusade this afternoon, totally blown away by the picture quality from the 4K from the indie set, and considering always we talk about the plot hole from the first Raiders movie. I don't know if that helps out a little bit, but the German are saying go to periscope depth in German, not dive. They just say go to periscope depth when they travel with the U-boat. I don't know if that clears something up, but they say it in German. Go to periscope depth.
Wow, okay.
Dive. Okay, that's the German line that's in Raiders. They just say they're not going to dive. Okay.
Dieter, Emil Johansson writes in and says, Germany is great in football. See, now I've balanced it.
Great. Emil, thank you. Shout out. Shout out to Emil Johansson. At least one. When it seems everybody is against. But I'm taking the role of the bad guy.
Now, let me ask you, since you watched Last Crusade, I was watching a video. They did clean up. Last Crusade has, let's say, the effects work is rather shoddy.
Edgy effects. They're a little bit better up, but they're still sticking out.
Yeah, they're not good. The visual effects in Last Crusade, it looks like the ILM's B team worked on them. I don't get why.
But the only thing I have to say, Rob, you always complain, they make Marcus Brody stupid and so, but we never gotten that kind of big backstory about how really Marcus Brody is. Perhaps he is not a world traveler. He doesn't speak languages, you know.
No, we do, because in Raiders he does say I would have gone after the Ark myself.
He says that, but you know, saying and doing, like you always told me.
Yeah, but he seems, even the way he speaks in Raiders, he's much more of refined, and they just make him goofy. I don't like the way they make Sala and Marcus Brody goofy in Last Crusade. Don't like it.
But I like Last Crusade. So Rob, after I've been through the first 3, I have to probably watch Crystal Skull at some point.
No, you have to.
Just to finish the box, you know. And considering Basic Instinct, Rob, I watched the 4K, and like you said, the colors for me didn't really look natural. But as far as I know, Paul Verhoeven was involved in the restoration, the transfer. At least it says on the back, on the cover.
Yes, it does. Now, what did you think?
It looked a little bit too like my stage here, a little bit too orangey.
Yes, there's a lot of cyan in it, and there's a lot of blue.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's how the movie should look or supposed to look. I just go from the back cover. He was involved, so I hope it's the right way. If you don't like it or not, okay. So this was this 2 stuff. Okay. That would be the first part. But I have 2 letters, Rob, so I could go with a letter if you want.
You go right ahead.
Okay. So after the letter from Dick, let's see. Keith O'Neill writes to us, and he says, "Hi, Rob. A few years ago, I met up with a friend of mine who worked in the film industry. He told me there would be a big problem in the upcoming years the industry would face: film preservation. Specifically, movies stored on external hard drives. As viewers may know, there is an established science and technique to preserving celluloid film. However, most movies today are stored on external hard drives. If a hard drive is damaged, you can't use it anymore. Also, there's only a finite amount of time the memory fades away on a hard drive. What can the film industry do to save the master copies of modern movies? Granted, this discussion happened in 2017, so maybe things have changed. On a related note, to everyone, I highly recommend the documentary Side by Side. Keanu Reeves made it, and it is about going from celluloid to digital in filmmaking. He interviews every A-list director you can think of. Thanks, Keith O'Neill. Start from the back, Rob. I had never heard of this documentary, Side by Side, from Keanu Reeves.
I own it. I own it. It's quite good, and it is all about the transition from celluloid to digital. It's really good.
How did Keanu Reeves get involved in this?
I think he was just interested in the subject matter. Okay. I don't know if somebody hired him, but he seemed like he personally he hosts the documentary. It's pretty informative. It's pretty interesting. It's a little outdated now. I mean, I want to say it's about 10 years old, but it's a pretty great documentary. And my feelings on the whole thing is that cinema is a technologically based medium. As our tools and technology get more advanced, we get to do more things. And the idea to me that celluloid is sacrosanct amongst directors, like we don't, my God, it has to be shot on film. I don't subscribe to that anymore necessarily. I mean, sure, I grew up loving the photochemical look of film and grain patterns and all of that, but nowadays, frankly, the tools that we have, the cameras that we have now are extraordinary. And there's a lot of leeway. If you want to add grain to something, you can. I mean, I know that people like Christopher Nolan and Tarantino, and they still shoot film, and that's fine. But ultimately, everything winds up in some kind of a digital form anyway. And it's just, over the years, it's become so disappointing going to watch older films and, they're showing a film print, and the prints just are battered. They're scratched. They're old. They just don't look great. But if you have a beautiful DCP that's been restored by the filmmakers, and you're watching that, it's never going to degrade. But in terms of restoration, it's very true. Like right now, even as an example, Tango Shalom is finished digitally, and I think all films, if you have the money, should be preserved. They make color separations, black and white color separations on celluloid for movies. It's expensive to do, but it can be done. And I think all films should be archived that way because they can last up to 100 years. And digital formats are constantly changing. And, what about 5, 10, 20 years from now? Are films that are finished digitally going to even exist? And that's hard to say because they constantly have to be updated. So it's definitely something that is to be considered.
Okay. Because it's more your area of expertise, considering film preservation. I don't know anything about how you would do that other than hard drives or keeping the films preserved for a very long time.
But I mean, think about it. I used to use zip drives all the time, and who uses that technology anymore?
Just bring out every movie in a nice 4K rendition that everyone can buy, and so everyone has the movies.
Absolutely.
At least as long as we have players, Rob. Which we probably at some point would have players. What can we do? So should we delve into our haul this week, Rob?
Yeah, I only have one, dude.
Then you start, Rob.
I have one disc this week because
it's an important one, I guess.
It is, and I thought it didn't come. Nobody told me that it arrived. I had to go look for it this morning. But of course, it finally came. I finally had to get this from a secondary seller. I love this movie. I saw it 4 times in the theater. I don't know why I love this movie. I mean, even though I call myself gay adjacent, as a straight man who loves Mommy Dearest, I will defend this movie to the death. I love everything about this movie. I saw it 4 times originally in the theater at the Cinerama in Seattle, and now I have it. Now I have this brand new transfer. They've been doing a great job with these transfers. This new series like Fatal Attraction, I threw that on the other day. It looks incredible. So thank God Amazon didn't help me out with this. One of their secondary sellers did. So I finally have it. Thank you, everyone. I know that the Mommy Dearest crisis is now over, and I realize that many of you were worried.
Crisis has been averted.
It has been averted. I wish the 12-year-long Star Trek hostage crisis could be averted, but that's also another Paramount property. But the weeks-long Mommy Dearest crisis is now past. So thank God for that, Dieter. This is all I got this week. I'm still waiting for my King Kong 3D disc of Godzilla vs. Kong.
I'm still waiting on this that one too, Rob.
Where is it? No idea. No idea.
It will probably be delivered, and you don't know about it.
Yeah, I know. Somebody doesn't tell me. I had to go like digging out in the family room. Like, oh, nobody tells me this shows up. I mean, why do I have to be apoplectic for like at least half a day?
Yeah, right.
So you said you've got. Tell me the tale, Dieter. Yeah. You had a big week, didn't you?
Yeah, correct. So Rob, you only have one. I thought you are the manager of our B&B motel, or are you just a janitor? And I did get you the.
Hey, listen. Sometimes one is all you need, Dieter.
Yeah. But we balance it out, Rob, because I will break a new record today. I think the record was 16, but last week on Saturday I was waiting on the express for Demon Slayer, so I couldn't go to the post office. Then Monday I went to the post office, and we talked a little bit about before the show. You pre-order it. Then, just like Hot Toys, getting delayed, the Blu-ray is getting delayed, and then everything comes crashing down in 1 week. So I will have, Rob, 22 titles.
22?
22 titles to show.
That's the title of a Twilight Zone episode. Room for one more, honey.
It's a liquor number, Rob. A liquor number. 22,
wow.
22 titles. And since it's 22 titles, I will use these titles in the special edition section and in the section... do you know this movie? So it will be a newer movie.
Wow, okay.
First up, I got the new one, Rob. So it's fine. No, the O-ring is intact. Amazon did send.
I was worried.
But it doesn't count to the 22 titles. We start now with the 22 titles. Okay. Let's start with the first one from UK. I've always been a big fan of Johnny To's Hong Kong movies, and I bought from Eureka PTU, which if I remember correctly stands for Police Tactical Unit from Eureka, and we always love if it has a different cover under the O-ring. So from Johnny To, PTU. I've got 22 titles to show, but I've only got one 4K. Only one 4K with Ron Perlman and Vinnie Jones. I've not seen it. Cat in the Bag.
And that's a 4K too.
It's a 4K. Yes, Rob. The Big Ugly. Hope it's good. Don't know it. Cat in the Bag. As so often. Let's see what I will show. Okay. I will start with the US stuff. I watched this week, had some nice score effects. And Rob, how could I say no to this? A heavy punk rock grindhouse of gore. Spare parts.
Ooh.
Spare parts. Look at that cover, And the gore stuff was great. But the movie didn't play in a dystopian future, which you probably would expect considering the cover. It didn't play that way. It just played in our normal time. A punk band gets captured and put through into an arena to battle for death. So the around stuff was a little bit wonky, but it has some good gore parts, and it, strangely enough, has a lot of special features. It has even more special features that are listed here. It has a nice special features about the butcher shop, who did the makeup effects, and you can see every effect they do in the movie, how they've done it, and you only can see. Making a horror movie has to be fun. It has to be. It has to be. So, spare parts. It says on the backdrop, the body horror mashup of Spartacus and Mad Max. A gory and often exhilarating ride. Okay? Just some quotes for
Spartacus. That cover screams Spartacus to me.
Yeah. Totally. Spare parts. Okay? Then I've got two from Shout Factory on the Schnäppchen, a little bit of Schnäppchen sale. Charles Bronson, 10 to midnight. But probably I don't know if I bought the title too late. I don't have an O-ring card, but it would have a different cover. that you could interchange it. So I don't know if it came first with an O-ring and now don't have an O-ring anymore.
Sure.
Don't know it. 10 to Midnight with Charlie Bronson. The next one, Rob, the Blob Collector's Edition.
Wow.
Not reduced, and it has a reversible cover too.
Now, was that a Schnäppchen? What, hasn't that been out for a while?
It was reduced. But for me, Rob, considering US titles, I always wait till they drop in the price so that I don't have to pay customs. Just the shipping costs, but not customs. But that could probably change in the future. But I hope not. So if it dives under, I would say $24, I don't have to pay customs with the shipping. So the Blob Collector's Edition from Shout Factory, or Scream and Shout Factory. Yes, those two titles. Rob, I will throw you a little bit under the bus now.
Oh, great! Thanks.
And just say this and say this next disc is for you. It's a bonus disc for the Emanuel set. You know, I would say this is for the Emanuel set. It's not for me. In the realm of the nymphs. Okay, and Rob, it says on the cover, visually stunning. I hope it is.
It looks visually stunning to me.
No, okay, and uncut version, Rob. That's always a good thing, you know. But it's just a bonus Blu-ray for your Emanuel set, you know. Okay, but I haven't.
I really appreciate you thinking of me. It's good to have a friend like you, Dieter. I just want to say thanks. Thank you.
Catastrophic stuff from Russia. Haven't seen it. Gotten it on Friday. Movie is just called Fire, Rob. Just called Fire. Have not seen it. It's about 130 minutes long, and it's out in the US as well at the moment. I don't know if it's on a streaming service. Haven't seen it. Cat in the Bag, just called Fire. No. The next one I would have gotten last week, but I didn't make it to the post office. Cat in the Bag, I think it's a French movie. Let me just check. I don't know. It's only for 64 minutes. Animals.
Wow.
It's called. So I hope it's played on some festivals, of course. I hope it's good. Let's see. Cat in the Bag, you know. Animals. The next one I ordered way back. Totally forgot about the title, and now it came because I'm a fan of Luis Mandylor. But he's not mentioned on the cover, even if he is on the cover. On the cover is mentioned Armand Assante, you know, law, you know, Armand Assante, the Brave, you know. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a reversible cover, so I have to have the sticker on the front. But it says uncut, which is always a good thing, you know.
Always a good thing.
And even if Stubble said Germany stinks at football, I watched a Swedish movie yesterday, which I totally loved, and it's called The Evil Next Door.
Yeah, I've heard about this, so it's good.
Yeah, totally. I got a lot of heart attacks, probably 2 or 3.
Wow.
And a lot of goosebumps. The setting is nothing new, and that is what I always say. You don't have to invent the wheel every time anew. Just do what you do as good as it can be. And I really loved it. It's a couple moving into a new house, new apartment, and there's another house directly built to it, you know, and then that starts, you know, the usual shenanigans, the knocking, you know, but I really dug the movie. The Evil Next Door from Sweden. The next one I watched on Friday. I didn't stumble across this in Korea, so here's the German version. It's just called Slate. Here she comes to save the world. Has a nice premise to it. She wants to be an action heroine and starts to follow directors around. But then she's getting trapped in a parallel world. And in the parallel world, of course, they don't use fake swords. They use real swords.
Of course.
And the movie comes with aspect ratio shifts, but not as we used to know in the vertical realm. It shifts in the horizontal part. So the movie was was squared first, and for a long time, and I thought the disc has a manufacturing problem because it was taken so long. Only when she dove into the parallel world, the screen opened up finally. It was a nice movie, not the greatest one, but it was tough to follow Rurouni Kenshin last week, considering the fights. But it was a nice one, Slate. The next one, it was probably a recommendation from my friend Glenn, who always leaves nice trolling comments too in the comment section. But I don't think he has seen it. But I told him I would get it. Haven't seen it, Rob. Lutz, the flower. It's the flower of evil. The flower. We have the evil next door. Now we have the flower of evil. This is a limited edition for 333. Comes with 3 discs.
Wow.
It has the soundtrack in it.
Who put this out?
And this is a German one, Rob.
It is German. Okay.
This is a German edition. And I haven't. This is a poster booklet. Let's see. And you have behind it a little bit for the soundtrack, But I haven't seen, and Glenn made me aware of this movie. No, Black Phillip Elris. Look, Black Phillip is here. No, so just a little poster booklet, which is nicer than to have a Japanese.
By the way, Dieter says she would love to get your review of The Realm of the Nymphs and Anonymous Animals.
Okay, when I get to it and watch it, I will get to a review. Okay, this one I will save for later. This one is an older one, and it has a nice, different style to it because the cover is square. Wild Zero.
I love this movie. It's funny. I have this on DVD.
Great, Rob. Because, Rob, it says, at least in Germany, for the first time on Blu-ray, on the sticker. For the first time on Blu-ray.
Well, that makes sense.
And I don't know, Rob, if I have it on DVD or if I have seen it. But if you say it's a nice movie, I totally take your word for it. Okay, Wild Zero comes with a square format. Rob, we always say when will come Abyss. Abyss has to come out. But when we can't dive into the Abyss, Rob, we have to go another way. We have to go super deep, Rob.
Wow.
Deep.
Look at that cover.
From Russia. Unfortunately, Rob, it's a nice homage. It tries to be a homage to The Thing and Alien, but unfortunately the movie is not good, unfortunately. It's a nice package. It comes with the 4K, it has the Blu-ray, and it has an alternate version of the movie, which is shorter, about 15 minutes. It's a nice movie. You can see they really tried, but unfortunately the movie was boring.
It's boring.
Unfortunately. And the performances of the actors, unfortunately, I have to say, really wooden, really one-note. So no matter what happens, Rob, because the practical effects are really nice, they don't show any kind of that they are annoyed or nervous. You don't get that game over, man, game over. You don't get that Bill Paxton of it. It's a Russian movie called Super Deep, Rob. Unfortunately, not that great. But it is a Russian movie, but it is in English. I forgot to mention it.
Wow, that's weird.
They shot it in English, and there seems to be some ADR involved. The mouse movements are not always correct, but you can see they are speaking in English, not in Russian. So Super Deep, unfortunately, not the biggest hit. Was a little bit disappointing.
Now, let me ask you, Dieter.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm not alone in wanting to know what made you decide to buy that movie.
Rob, look at the cover and the title. Super Deep. The cover, it has a 4K, it has a
I stand corrected.
It has a shorter version of the movie. It's what we like, sci-fi, in the realm of the Thing, an Alien, but it turned out, this is actually, I can show it probably, I saw it here. This is the cover of the normal Blu-ray, would be the cover of the standard Blu-ray. And the standard Blu-ray has only the longer version. But I don't think it will run better in the shorter version, so it wouldn't matter. it's just a nice package, Rob. 4K HDR.
Why not?
Everything that you need. But I was really looking forward to it, but unfortunately, not good, Rob. Okay. The next one, Rob, you have to help me out because it says only the German title, so I don't know. And as far as I remember, there is a 4K coming, but I haven't heard anything yet when it will come out. But I totally dug the cover artwork, so I said, "Come, I have to get it, Rob." But I don't know the American movie, Rob. So the German movie title is "Vergiss mal nicht." What is the original title, Rob?
I don't know.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Wow. I was going to say, wow, look at that. That's beautiful.
It's a media book. Okay.
Is that in 4K?
No, unfortunately not, Rob. But I think there is a 4K announced, but I don't know when it will come out. I think it's Kino Lorber will put out a 4K for Eternal. So I was hesitant to get this one, but I totally liked the artwork of it. So I had to say, "Come, I'll get it, love it," and I can't always buy trash. Come on, Rob. I have to.
Yeah, I was going to say that's actually a little bit too upscale for you, Dieter.
A little bit too classy. But we will get right back to trash, Rob. I always learn my life lessons from Fort Fairlane. So many, let's say, not nice people, so few bullets, but we can rectify it, Rob. We only have to have enough bullets of justice that could help us out with Danny Trejo. I watched the beginning yesterday, but I didn't get through it. Fell a little asleep, Rob, during the movie. Why did I bought this, Rob? I was expecting trash, but it has a separate Blu-ray. I thought the movie was just on a DVD in this set, but it's actually not. It's a separate Blu-ray. So I can't give a review completely because I haven't watched it through. And it's only 75 minutes.
Wow.
But
they weren't trying very hard.
Look at this, Rob. Bullets of justice. Okay. Danny Trejo is, of course, probably 5 minutes in the movie in a flashback scene. The next one, perhaps you can help me out, Rob, from our favorite label, German label Turbine. Haven't seen it. I think it's from the 80s. Burning.
Oh, Cropsy. That movie, that's a good movie. As far as slashers go, that I believe, if memory serves, that is the very first Miramax movie.
Oh, didn't know that, Rob.
I believe it is. And what a great cover. Cropsy himself. Wow, is that a 4K disc?
No, unfortunately not. It's just a Blu-ray, but a media book.
Yeah, there's the great artwork. Yes.
Burning, Rob. Burning Hellfire. So, I've got more left, but we would delve into special editions later. It was a few months back in the live. I don't know if it's in the live chat or in the comments. If somebody asked me if I knew the movie, The Machine Girl, the Asian Dash movie, and I said he will have to wait. And now I finally can show Rob the media book of Machine Girl.
That's beautiful.
Slicing bodies. Which it probably started the whole Japanese trash movement. Just a nice media book, and it says, Rob, but I don't know if that holds up. It comes with a new HD master. If that will say something, I will have to find out. The Machine Girl. We have spare parts. The Machine Girl. There seems kind of a through line here.
I wonder what that through line is.
Yeah, one left before the other stuff will go into separate categories. This was more of a Schnäppchen, When I buy some of the uncut stuff, I have to go to Austria, and there I have to go over a limit to get free shipping. And if you pay, let's say €7 for shipping, then you go up for 12 or 13 euros, I can get a Blu-ray. And you put something like the nymph stuff in it, Rob, you know the movie, but it's a VHS edition that we always love. Neil Marshall's Doomsday.
Ooh, I'm a fan of this goofy movie.
Doomsday from Neil Marshall in VHS edition, Rob. Unfortunately, they put the Blu-ray sticker above it, so that really nobody gets confused. So we got the usual VHS in it, which we can open up now. So this was actually on the back, just cut off the edges so I can put it in. It has a card in it that is more like a certificate. It's limited to 1500. I got what I got 882. You've got the discs and you've got a little bit a poster.
Wow.
Poster in it. And the German tagline was Day of Revenge, Tag der Rache. Day of Revenge. So you've got the two and the usual, mostly known Doomsday poster.
Yeah, because the Germans couldn't figure out what Doomsday means. Day of Revenge is more direct. They have to have those direct titles.
Don't give me the cat in the bag stuff. So this was my haul from this week, not completely, Rob, but the rest is considered special editions. And do you know the movie for this?
Wow, that's I got to tell you, man. I got to hand it to you because I don't think, maybe that with one or two exceptions, I would purchase any of what you've bought, and that's why I love doing this show with you, Dieter. Because you, my friend,
perfect balance. You got one, I got 22. Perfectly balanced as it should be. Rob.
I agree. I agree.
Rob, I still have one letter to read. Should we do the letter?
Do.
Okay. And from who do you think comes the letter?
Omar.
Oh, correct, Rob. Omar from 94 writes into us and he says, "Hi, Rob, and guten Tag, Abend, Dieter." Correct, Omar. Since Rob mentioned for the last 2 weeks how he still doesn't have Mommy Dearest, here's it, Omar, okay, on home media, I started looking back at when I used to collect physical media. God damn it, Omar. Used to collect physical media. Also to add, as I'm writing this, I'm not sure if you both received your copies of the Indiana Jones collection yet. Yes, Omar, we have. When you both look at your physical media collection, I wonder if you look back and think, damn, why did I not get that? Because it came out, but you just never got it? Or if you say, damn, why is that not out? Because there's something you want to own which never came out, which always brings us back to True Lies and the Abyss, always, okay?
Bruh.
For me, there were 3 moments when I thought of those, back when I used to have physical media. The first 2 moments were for physical media, which came out, but I never got them. I remember when I was younger, I was at a video store where I saw a DVD of the original 1933 King Kong. I never got it, and I always look back and think to myself, why I didn't get that King Kong DVD. I don't play video games anymore, but when I did, I used to play PS3 games. I owned Uncharted 2 and 3, but I never bought the first game. So I saw it by watching a cutscene movie on YouTube. I always look back on that and wonder why I didn't buy the first Uncharted game. But Omar, you always can get Uncharted, still the first one. If you want to play Uncharted, it's still out. There was, I think, a remastered version for PS4 collection, something like this. So this is not something that you couldn't get anymore. The third moment was for something I wanted, but it wasn't coming out. I used to have a PS2, and one video game I owned, which I enjoyed playing, was a Superman game called Shadow of Apocalypse, which was a tie-in game to the Bruce Timm Paul Dini animated series. I'm not sure what happened, but I somehow misplaced it. So a few years later, I somehow just started remembering the game and tried to get it again. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it. Since then, I always wondered why that Superman game was not out. Those were the 3 moments I thought about when I used to collect physical media. Now back to both of you. I wonder if you too have those moments when it comes to your physical media collections. So Omar, considering stuff that I didn't get when it came out, since you see I buy a lot of stuff. Probably there is some title that I didn't get, but from the top of my head at the moment, it's more of I'm more in the realm of why haven't this or this movie not come out yet. But considering an edition that I missed out on, it would be tough. Perhaps probably some edition that Rob has shown.
You know what I didn't buy that I wanted to buy was the Japanese alien head that had the discs in it.
Rob, it's right here.
I know you have it.
But Rob, I was a little disappointed because the picture was way better than the actually head is. And when you first started your show in the laboratory set, and I saw the head. Oh, I thought he has the head too. And then you showed. Oh no, this is not the head I was thinking of. This is a real Pearl. It was real. I really thought it was the head with the disc in it. And then you showed. Oh no, this is something way more expensive.
Yes, as it was named by the viewers, Pearl. She's right over there.
Yeah.
Pearl. She's right over there. Yeah.
So Rob, you don't have to be envious of that because the movies are already out on Blu-ray now, and the head didn't turn out quite as I was expecting. I will probably show it as a special edition at some point because the upper of the head doesn't fit really tightly, so you always have to fudge it around a little bit, and so I really was expecting a little bit more considering the picture. So actually, I don't think you have to be envious of that one right now in 2021.
Well, I
Perhaps
won't be then.
In the day, but since the movies are already out on Blu-ray, you wouldn't get it now. Since you have the way better head considering an alien head. But it was a cool idea. That's for sure, to put the discs in that. But yeah, you said it. I will probably show it as a special edition in the upcoming
future
episodes. Yes.
Well, okay. Should we go to special editions?
Okay. Who starts, Rob?
I have one. Actually, I have two. So, as you might know, I've been going through my laser discs.
Yeah.
You
got access to it.
Yeah, because I can actually get to them now in the Rob Observatory, and there's one I wanted to show because it's pretty great. It's pretty great, and I'm going to show that here. Let me go full screen on this one.
That's some forbidden stuff.
So, Make Them Die Slowly, or as we know, Cannibal Ferox. Banned in 31 countries. Sage Stallone, I believe, put this out before he passed away from Grindhouse Releasing. Now, this set is amazing. Obviously, you got to love these cannibal movies. This is a beautiful gatefold sleeve, but I got to show you what things it comes with. So, this comes with a vomit bag, which I believe is an actual recreation from what they had put out theatrically. This vomit bag will enable you to see positively the most violent film ever made. Now, I have to show, this is a beautiful collection. I mean, you've got the gatefold. It's amazing. Now, this also, not to be outdone, comes with a 45 vinyl of the soundtrack. Some of the soundtrack that was never released. So you've got the vinyl. I know, right? So, yeah, his company was Grindhouse. Yeah, I mean, and this, all of my Laserdiscs were always stored in vinyl sleeves, so they look brand new, all my Laserdiscs. And of course, again, I haven't played this in a long time, so I hope that it has no laser rot. But I'll tell you, and obviously I would buy these Japanese sleeves. I mean, look, come on, you know how it is. Laserdiscs were so important to me. My Laserdisc era went for about 15 years from 85. Oh, I started buying lasers in 84. I first saw them in '78, but from '84 to 2000 was my laserdisc era. And now that, I go back and I look at this stuff, and it's just, I love having it. I don't know what good it is, but I mean, NTSC video it's terrible. Yeah, it's NTSC video is terrible, but to have these beautiful special editions, like I can't, who wouldn't? You can't part with this. I mean, come on, man. And I know, and you got to hold on to it. I'm sure that when I've shuffled off this mortal coil and someone finds out that I own this, I think it was probably like $39.95 or something. Special edition and new tray. It wasn't. They were not. These were not like Criterion discs. They weren't particularly expensive, but they were. Those were. Yeah, they were very limited editions. So it was good. Now, if you want to show one, or should I show I have another special edition I wanted to show. That's okay. Why don't you show it? By the way, I forgot that. People couldn't hear you. I know people are like they can't hear you.
The people who watch the show regularly perhaps remember the Dawn of the Dead piece of the art box. And now I have two other piece of art boxes, which considering one franchise, but they didn't put out the first movie or the last. They put out strangely enough, the second and the third of this franchise. And I like the franchise, and I dug the cover, so I had to get it, Rob. We come, and probably will hear your take on it. The Child's Play series. So this is the second one, Rob.
Wow, wow, dude, that artwork is dope.
In a piece of art box like the Dawn of the Dead, and inside like it was in the Dawn of the Dead. So this is the back. It's limited to 1,000 editions. Wait,
wow, that's really cool.
Just the back, and you have just as in the Dawn of the Dead box set. So this is the inside of Child's Play 2, and then you have the booklet for the movie. Wait, probably have to turn it over. Wait, what is going on here? What is going on here? What is going on here? So now I have it correctly. So you have a nice booklet for the second part. So Rob, considering the Child's Play franchise, what is your take on it? Or do you have any anecdotes considering making the Lord of the Rings special features with Brett Dourif, the voice of Chucky? Any anecdotes?
Yeah, no. I mean, I liked the first movie. I used to see a friend of mine was friends with Don Mancini and David Kirshner, who produced the series. So, but I haven't talked to them in a long time. But it was just, I think when the first movie came out, everyone really enjoyed it. Obviously, it was a big hit. So, but other than that, I don't really have any stories about Child's Play franchise.
And
but I like it.
Did you see the remake? What do you think of the? Did you ever see?
Yeah, I did not. I didn't see the remake.
Oh, okay. But I thought it was good. I had fun with the remake. Really fun. So Rob, this is part 2 of Child's Play, and then even a better cover, Rob. Child's Play 3.
Wow.
It's the same piece of art box.
Those are so nice.
The same. This was the back. Just shows the limited. There we have the discs in it. And this comes, let me see that I hold it on correctly, with a booklet too.
Now, is that Turbine?
No, this is, I think the company is called Birnenblatt, Rob. But the strange thing is, Rob, you can only get both together. You can't buy them separately. So if you only say, I like the second one, hate the third one, you have to buy both.
Right,
both of
sure.
It, So Child's Play 2, they released, not the first one, they released Child's Play 2 and 3 in this nice piece of art boxes. Those were my 2 special editions. I have 2 more, but they are not really that special. A little bit later after you showed your second one.
Okay, well, I've got, I guess, let me reach down. This is kind of topical. I had to pull this out because it's awesome. We all got the 4K, but this is the Pioneer double disc special edition of Basic Instinct that's pretty rare. And I know this cover it's a rare cover. Again, this is a beautiful gatefold sleeve, which I love. You open it up this way, actually the other way. With text, this is obviously from the church scene when they're dancing to Blues Latour, or Latour's Blue. And I love this. This is a big special edition that they put out. Now, what's really interesting is this is chock-a-block, as you can see, of special features that are not. Yes, these have never appeared anywhere else but on this Laserdisc. And again, you can see this looks like it's brand new because it's been kept in a vinyl sleeve. But there is a video introduction from Paul Verhoeven in this. There's obviously a commentary. There's a scrapbook of behind-the-scenes photos. There's video interviews with Paul Verhoeven that includes his thoughts about the making of the film, the casting, and analysis. And then intercut with the director's interview are interviews with Michael Douglas, Sharon Stone, and Gene Triplehorn, who does not appear on the Blu-ray. And then the final scene of the film has an alternate music track. So this is a terrific, terrific special edition. And I should. Yes, this was an American release, but it was, you don't ever see this talked about. And I'm certainly happy to have it. And again, I think, this has got to be. I don't know where. Live Entertainment put this out, and Pioneer sometimes release their own special editions. So this was part of that. So again, I'm never going to get rid of this. Even though it's Yeah, I know, right? I don't even know. The only time I've ever seen this looks like some weird gallery photograph. I don't know where this comes from, but it does come from the scene in the church. So the church disco. So I don't know. This might have been unit photography that was only ever used for this disc, but I love it. So it's been fun going into the laser. I only kept the laser discs. Most of them I've replaced. I have them on DVD or Blu-ray or now 4K, and there's no. Yeah. So got it.
So I've got two special editions, but they're not what we consider special edition. But I got something that makes them special, considering F9, the Fast Saga, is playing at the weekend. Do you know how it did, Rob? On the
Leo McHenry, by the way, sends in a super chat and says, Dieter, have you seen Fast 9? And if yes, what are your thoughts?
Sorry. No, until it will open in Germany in, I think, 3 weeks. It still will have to wait 3 weeks till it will open in Germany. The theater will get opened next week on Thursday, and it will show all the stuff that they have piled up. They will still playing Wonder Woman, Kong vs. Godzilla, Mortal Kombat, Nobody, Monster Hunter, everything that's got piled and backed up. But I was at the Fate of the Furious premiere in Berlin, and I got Win to sign my Riddick steelbook.
That's cool.
Autograph from Win on Riddick, and I got Charlie Theron to sign my Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, that's shiny and chrome.
Yeah, steelbook. So they're not especially special editions, just steelbooks, but the autograph makes them, of course.
Come on, those are great.
Still missing. I would have loved to show my Agent Cody Banks with an autograph, but I still don't know where it is.
Yeah, it's right here.
No,
it's right here.
Okay.
So you know, it's right here. It's right here. I got it right here. It's only been a year, right?
Okay.
It's only been a year, right?
Okay.
So,
So,
it's only been a year, right?
It will be in good company, Rob. It will be in good company. With Charlize, Win,
And of course, right there. Absolutely. Now, Dakota sends in a tip and says, have you, Dieter, or I seen the 1973 vampire movie Lamora, A Child's Tale of the Supernatural? And if so, do either of you own it on physical media? I actually have it on DVD.
So Rob knows more about the movie because
I like it. It's 1973. It's about a woman who comes home, and there's all kinds of craziness happening in a small town. But I don't know if that's come out on Blu-ray.
Didn't stumble across it.
I don't know. So, you never know. Terrier sends in a super chat and says, "Bang, boom, bang, boomed into my bang box this boom banging weekend. I boomed it into my bang and boom I saw. A review is in a letter." Well, I haven't got the letter yet, but there you go. Our own Justin Toner sends in a tip and says, "Hi, Rob and Dieter. The Severin Films sale started this weekend. Kino Lorber has a sale going on until mid-July, and the Barnes & Noble 50% off Criterion sales should be starting soon as well. So many deals, not enough money." I heard that. Stubble McShave says, "I checked the schedule for the European Soccer Cup. The final is a week later on the 11th. 2 of the quarterfinals is next Saturday. I don't know if Germany plays in any of them." Do you know, Dieter?
We'll see. We'll see after Tuesday, Rob. But I don't know what I have to do if it really goes the 3-1 that you gave ahead of it. So if you're really on point with that, Rob, I don't know. I think I have to do something about that.
I don't know what to tell you. And Justin goes on to say, "Rob, Second Sight gave an update on Dog Soldiers in 4K.
Oh, okay.
They got the negative, and the process has begun. Can't wait. I would love to get that. Also, if you're looking for future guests, I recommend Brad Henderson from Vinegar Syndrome. I've seen him on some YouTube channels, and he's cool. I'd love to get Brad Henderson in there." And then already said she wants.
Don't expect anything big from Dog Soldiers. The movie is really grainy, so let's hope for the best, considering the 4K.
Yeah, but I don't mind that. I mean, it's still clearer.
It always looked pretty rough, pretty rough shape.
Yeah, totally. But hey, there you go. I mean, that's all good. We are caught up with everyone who has written in, so I thank you for that. But so I guess that brings us to the end of our show.
The end of our show, Rob. That means last category and the last movie I've got this week. Watched it, totally loved it. So, Rob, my question for you: do you know this movie? It's a new one called Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, I do not, but I like the title.
I do not. It's with Devon Sawa.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie was around the 6 out of 10 for me, but the ending pushed it to an 8 easily. Because, like we always said, if you stuck the landing sticks with you the longest. They live outside in the woods, far from civilization. They go to buy some stuff. They raise their daughter. Father shows her how to hunt, and then a wolf comes across their doorstep. So, taking the praise that she. I don't want to give anything away, Rob, but please don't watch any trailers. I don't know how far the trailer will go. Recommendation from me: Hunter x Hunter. Unfortunately, no bonus features. Just audio descriptive track is on it. Unfortunately, no other special features. Filled with twists that snap and sting. Says it on the backdrop. And the end is totally great. It could probably, I don't know if it will get through the German MPAA here at the FSK. Could be tough. A recommendation: new movie out in the US, Hunter x Hunter.
Well, all right then. As I sneeze, I have to say, The next couple weeks, I mean, you got Howard the Duck coming out in 4K, but there's not a lot coming out in the next couple weeks throughout July and August. Well, maybe a little bit that I'm particularly interested in. I mean, there's some things.
I should get your American Psycho, the 4K.
Oh, well, what I'm really looking forward to is the 4K of Almost Famous. I mean, that's coming out, and you know, I'd love to get that 4K of American Psycho. That would make me happy.
Yeah, and then I should get a package ready when American Psycho is in the house, because I don't know how much weight the tune sets will be.
Right.
Because I have to stay under 10 pounds, or the shipping will go astronomically up.
Yes. Damn it. But there's some things coming out toward the end of July that I want to pick up, so I'm excited. You know. There's always
always stuff coming down the pike.
Yes, there is.
Pre-order stuff, you know.
Yeah. Well, listen. I guess that's it for us, Dieter.
Yeah, that's it. We have shown everything, special editions through, made our judgment calls on how the Euro will go. On Tuesday we will see more, and then if we stay on it, as Rob said, we will probably do Let's Get Physical Media next week on Saturday, so everybody can celebrate Independence Day.
Yes,
next week.
Well,
and, if Germany comes to the finals, and the finals would be on Sunday, then I will talk to my manager what we do with the show, if we delay it, postpone it to Saturday. But let's just wait and see how Tuesday will play out.
We shall see, sir. We shall see.
Unfortunately, Wesner was not in the live chat because Czech Republic did 1-0. They are in the next round. They are in the next round. They did it against the Netherlands, which was not expected.
No.
But here we go. And on that note,
on that note,
du
sir,
triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören. And I'm really looking forward to Terje's letter.
Yeah, we'll have that next week.
Boom, bang. At least I asked him in the live chat before the show began if he gives it a fresh tomato or a rotten tomato. It is a fresh tomato, at least.
Yeah, of course.
It's a fresh.
I want to thank our moderating staff. We got Justin Toner, Dean Mikitich is here. Justin, I already said Justin, didn't I? And it's all great to have you guys as my great moderating staff. I want to thank everybody for supporting the channel via super chats and tips. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button and all that. And, leave comments for us. Because as you know, Dieter reads all of them and will respond to you in kind. Yeah. So there you go.
Stop trolling with England for the win, Dean Mikitich.
Yeah. And yes, I know. One day I'm going to fix it when Dieter is not on screen. You can still hear him. But that day is not today. So we will get there. But I want to thank all of you for all the support for this channel. Who would have thought this show, next 31 Saturday. Episodes, dude?
Unbelievable. Still going.
And on that note,
we will go until physical media has really died.
it's until it has. But until then, live long
and prosper.
And prosper, as we like to say.